And we're live. Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. And today we're here to discuss the Count of Monte Cristo. So I guess, do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm very excited for some reason this morning. I can't stop smiling. I've been looking forward to this live show. So I'm Allie from Kisty Reads, and yeah, we're going to discuss like the first third of Monte Cristo because we're reading it over like 3 months. So this month is the second third, but this live show is the first third. So no spoilers because I am very behind.
Yes. Yeah, I just finished this section this morning.
That's what I did too because I wanted it to be like really fresh so that I don't talk about anything beyond.
That's what I did. So we're reading through the Rendezvous for this live show. So that's chapter 38 in my book.
I have like this one. So I think it's for some reason there's more chapters. Yeah, this one's 39 in mine.
So weird. The audiobook has different chapters than mine too.
I think the audiobook lines up with this version, but I don't think the translator is the same.
No, mine is Robin Buss, I think. Yeah.
I wonder if mine says. It says illustrations, cover design.
Yes, that edition is so pretty.
Yeah. Wait, are you talking about mine or about yours? Because they're both stunning.
Leslie's talking about yours.
Oh, thank you, Leslie. Hi, Leslie.
So, yeah. Hi, Mom. Glad you're here.
Hi, Stephanie's mom.
Leslie. And hi, Carrie. I'm glad you're here.
Hi, Carrie.
And Sharon said she's on her way, so she should be here soon.
Oh, yay.
So I guess while we're waiting, is this your first time ever reading it?
Yes, that's the major reason why I wanted to read it. I was really put off by classics all my life, mostly because they had to do with school. And I always felt rushed in school to read a classic, and I've always wanted to read like fantasy. So even though it's still fiction and it's still interesting, I was never pressed to read it. So
yeah. I don't blame you. School kind of, unless you have a good teacher, they just make it not fun.
Yeah. And I mean, we read certain classics, right? But I never liked them. Like, for example, I really hate Romeo and Juliet. I really hate that story. I don't like most retellings of that story. I just think it's like frivolous and dumb. And it's like, oh, cool. Like two teenagers making a ridiculous love story and they die because that's cool. I don't know. And then every other classic, I was like, they're all stupid. They're all just, and they're not, obviously, but this is great so far. And I also had the assumption that classics weren't accessible. But this one, at least so after getting used to it, is pretty accessible. So I was happy to discover that.
Yeah, I noticed that too because I just finished Les Miserables, which is also French.
Yeah.
And for some reason, this one and Les Miserables read a little bit more modern to me. Oh. So it's easier to follow. Like you don't get bogged down in the old language, if that makes sense.
That's how I felt. There was some
Jane Austen, which is very wordy.
I think I started Emma, which I think is a Jane Austen novel, and I never finished it, but I want to. And then I bought like her big volume because I like her stories. I like her feminist-ish point of view for the times, but I just haven't gotten through like her actual written word.
Yeah, I get that.
But if you and Evie do more like Jane Austen-ish type of read-alongs, I will be participating.
Yes. That's been so fun. And thank you, Leslie. I appreciate that.
So is this your first reread?
This is my second one, but I read it for the first time, I think in college, so it's been quite a while, and I didn't remember most of this. I just remembered the big plot point.
Did you read it for like a class in college, or did you read it like for fun in college?
Just for fun. I was that nerdy kid that always liked the classic stuff.
I love
We're
it.
here to just. Hey, Sharon.
Hey guys. How are you?
Hey, Sharon.
So we were just talking if this was our first time reading it or a reread. Is this your?
Definitely first time. Is it for you guys too or no?
For me, yeah.
This is my second time.
Oh, okay.
But it's been quite a while, so I didn't remember a good chunk of it.
I'm sure I'm missing things. But I am one chapter short.
That's okay. It's funny too, because like where we stopped, because I just finished the last chapter this morning because I didn't want to know more than what we're going to discuss today because I was afraid that I was going to talk about the new stuff. But the chapter before the Rendezvous is actually like, I think, better if you read them both together, because I stopped and I was like, God damn it, I want to read the next chapter now because it's like
it's a continuation.
Yeah, yes. It's a really good setup for that chapter, and I was like, well, this was not well organized, but
no.
So
yeah, I think where am I? I was listening to it earlier.
Okay.
I didn't know you read this. I just learn all sorts of stuff on live shows.
That's where you get it from, your love of classics.
I guess so. My grandmother, she was a reading teacher, so she read everything.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So how are you liking it so far, Sharon?
I'm liking it. I think it's a lot of prose.
Mm-hmm.
So I get it. Like, I am enjoying it, but it's a lot.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, we basically read a full-length novel for this section.
Right? Oh, is Leslie on?
Yeah, she's in the comments.
Wait, hold on. I have to show her. Wait, now she can see. I have a
phone. That's so nice.
I love it.
Sorry to just stick my chest in everyone's face.
No, it's so sweet.
She's very excited.
So sweet.
I love that she finally has merch up because she and then Walker writes 7. I think what's his first name?
Yes,
John.
Yeah.
Is it John? Yeah, he did such a good job with all those designs.
I love his Instagram account where he like puts up all his sketches and all his like graphic like prints. Basically, they're so beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, he does a really great job.
I'm holding up all my notes. Where are they?
Oh, you took notes. Those are so studious.
You know, I started because I was like, I'm going to annotate this. And then I got 50 pages in and I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. And I switched to the
I was taking some notes just, and I'm not going to lie, I was like I would read a chapter and then I would look up the chapter on SparkNotes to make sure that I understood.
Yeah.
I've done that.
That makes sense. I've looked up stuff.
I'm like, oh yeah, okay, I got that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially one this long. There's so many little details you're going to miss.
Yeah, that's what I was worried about. Leslie was like, don't worry about it, because obviously Leslie's super far along. And I was like, thanks, Leslie, you're great. So Leslie was my SparkNotes for a few times. Thank you, Leslie. I appreciate you.
I think she's at least, halfway through? At least.
I think she is. Yeah. She's really far along, which is great. I hope to catch up to her very soon.
Yeah, I think I just finished the Carnival chapter, so I actually have 2 chapters. So the next one in my book is the Catacombs, and then the contract.
So yeah, So you finished Carnival. Well, that's you're only one chapter away. But when you go to Catacombs, I would suggest, and I mean, I'm probably going to finish or read the Rendezvous after this so that I know what happens, because it's like the finishing of like a situation.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Carrie was on 62. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Leslie's 74. Yeah, you guys are just blazing through this. That makes me so happy.
All right. Well, Leslie's fault. I ended up buying a waterproof blue speaker.
Aren't they great?
I did not know about them until Kate told me. She's like, well, Leslie listens to it every night in the shower, and that's her chapter.
Yeah. They break easily though, because like eventually they'll get like condensation. So just like I just wouldn't get an expensive one unless like it's like. But I've like gone through a few of them and they're worth it, even if you have to re-get them.
It was $20 or something.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think of Edmond Dantes?
I like him.
We'll just jump in.
It's interesting because I feel like I know him but don't know him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that whole 10 years where is it 10 years where after he escapes to where he kind of becomes the Count? Like I want to know what happened in that time period to turn him into the person that he is today.
Yeah.
Like I didn't realize he was that wealthy. Like it didn't seem like, oh, I found this treasure and now like he's like the wealthiest man around. So I want to know like that period, and maybe it's later, or maybe you're just left up to your imagination.
Yeah, maybe he tells his story or whatnot. I was thinking that the prison like situation would be longer. Like I'm surprised that we had his arrest, his prison, like his friendship with Abe, like his escape and everything all within the first third. And now I'm like, okay, well the revenge isn't gonna, like the real juiciness is probably not gonna be until like the second or the last third. So what is the second third gonna be about? I thought it was gonna be the prison, and now I'm like, okay, well this is gonna be the slow burn revenge of my lifetime.
It's a very slow burn.
Yeah.
But I thought it didn't happen this fast the first time I read it.
Yeah.
But I guess it did. Yes, I wish I was that crafty too. I
don't know if he's done anything yet. I don't know what he's doing to get to
the Abbé. Yeah, because of the accent, the French.
Mm-hmm. It's so fancy. I love it.
Okay, so the other thing I've done, and this is kind of funny, is highlighted all the words I didn't know what they were. I'm like, what is that word?
Yeah.
There were so many words I had to look up in the dictionary. And I don't know if they were French or if it was just words I just didn't know.
Sometimes it is a French word that like exists in English, but really it's a French word and they didn't translate it to the most modern like thing of English. I can't think of a term, but I remember a few French words that I'm like, I know what that means because I recognize the word as a French word. And I know that like it has an English version of that word, but it's not what we use now. So it's not as modern of a translation. But I do remember coming across the word vomitorium and being very alarmed as to why people were coming out of a vomitorium. Because that's like a very Roman word. It's a very like, and that was a trip. I was like, okay, well, that's not what it looks like. So.
Yeah, what were some of the words I'm trying to find?
I'm trying to find one too.
Quadrille. I didn't know what a quadrille was. Or paroxysm.
Paroxysm. I didn't know. Yeah, I had to look that one up too.
Yeah. The nice thing about the Kindle is you can highlight the word and it'll look it up. But if you don't have the Kindle, like I highlighted a couple words too that I had to look up.
Yeah.
I'll just stop and I'll be like on my phone, like, what does this mean?
Mm-hmm. And you know what I love too? I love all the references to Greek mythology.
Yeah.
Yes.
But some of the things I had to again look up because I'm like, okay, who are these people? What is this? So I no, I lost my place.
You have to be really well read in like just classic literature to like get all the references. Because even for me, like I don't know every single Greek reference either.
Yeah, and my book doesn't have, my Kindle version or whatever doesn't have pages or a table of contents.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not.
Trying to find like a Frenchy English word, but of course now
you can't.
Now that you need it, you can't find it.
Yeah, but it's like I don't know. It's like a descriptive word, like that you don't even need to use that word. We have like a proper English word for it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and I love the how's Leslie telling us to say it, Abbé.
Abbé, yeah.
Yeah, I love him.
I loved him too. I really loved him too.
And I literally had no memory of him from the first time I read it until I started reading again, and then it's like, oh yeah. But I love how cultured he was and how he wanted to share it with him after they got to know each other.
Yeah.
And then he spoke like 5 languages or something like that. Like just insanely intelligent.
And he taught them all to Dantes. I love that, like, I mean, I know this is not always the case, but I love how protective he was in prison. Because for me, I'm like, well, if I ever get like imprisoned, I'll just do like a lot of learning, you know? That's great.
Yeah.
Like one.
And so timed. Like, yes, I can teach you this in 3 years. And
it's like if you really focus on something for that long of a time, you'll have a mastery of it.
Right.
Especially because in this one, they had to do everything in secret. I mean,
yeah. What did he use the soot from the fireplace, right? And
yes.
And a shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was trying to visualize, like, how did you write like a book on a shirt? Like, no, I get it. The dress was very different, right? But to me, that was pretty. I was trying to put that in my head, right? Figure out what that looked like. And I didn't know if he was going to get out of being thrown over the cliff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was wondering how he was going to escape, and then I was like, he really swam that far after like being cramped in a cell. Like, where did that endurance come from? But I guess when you're desperate, you have energy for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think it was over in like 3 pages, right?
Yeah, it was super short.
Yeah, it was really short. I was expecting more.
Well, I felt like, and I can't remember exactly, like there were points where they would tell you how long time has passed.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it was 14 years. Is it 14 years? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shoe with water. Yeah. So now I'm like, okay, so what are we getting into for this second, third? What is this going to be like? So
I feel like I'm hoping we're going to get to see all the little ins and outs of his final plan. Because he's obviously a very good planner.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see what he does next.
I just hope that it's not boring.
That it's not what?
That it's not boring. I only say this because when like you have a plan in books, you're like, okay, like what does this mean? Like this is boring. I don't understand. Like where are we going with this for 300, 400 pages is going to be boring because you're not going to see. I hope that if we have that, there's going to have little like hints of, hey, this is going. Yeah. So that you're still interested and really like compelled to read.
But I feel like there are parts where the narrator does talk to you as the reader.
Yes.
Right. So I'm hoping that that is how we get a little bit of what's in his head. Because, yeah, I'm with you. Like, it would really annoy me if all of a sudden, like, this plan is executed and what? We as the reader had no concept of what was going on. It'll
and having
take me back to jail in Morningstar. That's what, like, don't do that to us.
I haven't read that, so don't spoil me.
I haven't read that either.
Oh, okay. It's not really a spoiler, I guess.
No, I know. I just mean like don't go any further because then I'll know too much. But
it's nice to be able to follow the breadcrumbs and figure it out with the character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I don't want all of a sudden we're off a cliff and we had no breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
So he's trying. Is it three people that he's trying to get back at, right? Revenge.
I think it's two main people. So he spoke with Rendezvous, which was the person that was just like drunk and like loosely involved.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then
didn't try to stop it and try to like tell the he didn't try to clear Dantes's name. So he already, I think, screwed him over. I just don't know exactly how, and I wonder if we're going to see that later. But I think now his two major people are going to be, I can't remember their names.
Fernand and Kaiklars.
Yeah.
There we go.
But what about Villefort?
Oh, maybe Villefort. I forgot about him.
Oh, yeah.
The one who falsely put him in prison, right?
Because he was trying to save his dad. Yeah. I forgot about him. I wonder. I think he's really trying to get back at Ferdinand and Danglars for Danglars, who was jealous of his promotion, and Ferdinand, who was jealous of Mercedes. I'm excited to see Mercedes again. I hope we get to see her.
I want to see Mercedes again. Yeah.
And then I think her pregnancy is his kid.
Right.
So, which I assume. I don't know.
Like, does he rope his son into this, or is it a son, or is it a daughter?
Well, I think one of the two guys, Franz or Albert, one of them are his sons. I think. I don't know. I can't remember that.
Oh, okay.
But I think
Albert or Franz.
Yeah, I personally think it's Franz.
Franz.
Because Franz is like,
you know. Well, because he brought Franz to the cave, right?
Yeah, he brought Franz into the cave. And Franz has been the one that's been like most looked at in the story, versus Albert is kind of more like Franz's silly, like horny little friend.
Yeah.
With his desire to have many romances while in Rome.
Right.
I can't blame him. Italian people are beautiful.
They are. There's something about Italy that's very romantic.
Yes.
So speaking of Morel, Leslie, every time I hear that name, I just think mushrooms. And it bothers me.
Okay. No, I can't unthink that. All right.
I'm sorry that I ruined that for you.
But wait, Morel, he didn't die, did he? Or did he die?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
So he was like
he set him up. Yeah.
He set him up for good. So remember at the end of that chapter, he was like, now I've done all the good I'm going to do. Now it's time for like the real ish to hit the fan kind of thing. So
yeah. That's where he paid the dowry with the diamond
and got him out of business, gave him the new boat, gave him his crew back. Like, because Morel was the only one who kept on going to bat for him. Like, went a million times. Like, he paid his father's debts for him. He was helping Mercedes. Like, Mercedes and Morel were the only two people that had his back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I just couldn't remember if it's his father that passed away. I couldn't remember if Morel had passed away yet.
Morel makes me think of bacon. Is there bacon? My bacon brand isn't Morel, so I don't have that reference.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Maybe it's a Southern brand.
It must be a Southern brand because on the East Coast, we don't have Morel. I have Coleman's apple bacon, apple smoked wood bacon.
Ooh, wow.
Again.
Yeah. So that's why. So Stephanie, this is why I didn't think when we were talking the other day about Jamie from Outlander's dad reminding you guys of. Oh no, never mind. It was Dante's father. Never mind. Yeah, because now I picture like this very gaunt character as Dante.
So I don't understand the significance of Dante being gaunt for this long. Like, I understand that he was in prison for 10 years and he got really pale, but like, he could get a tan. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, why are you still pale 10 years after you get out of prison? Like, go to the beach, get a tan, stop looking so ragged.
Eat some food.
Yeah.
I guess he just stays in his cave.
I guess maybe that's the significance, but to me it seemed a little bit strange that they were still referencing that paleness.
Yeah, and then one of the chapters I just read, I think it was Albert had like shaken his hand, and Franz noticed that the Count had like a really strong reaction to it, and Albert was like, yeah, his hand was really cold. So he's pale and cold.
Maybe this is really a vampire story.
Maybe.
He's Edward.
The vampire story we didn't know was a vampire story.
He just doesn't sparkle yet.
I want him to sparkle though. That would make this my favorite book of all time. If Dante's end up going out in the middle of Rome and sparkling like freaking Edward from Twilight, which I think was also Rome and sparkly, I would die. I would die.
That would be the plot twist. He's a vampire.
I only think that Twilight is. I've never seen another movie where the vampires sparkle.
Never mind.
Oh, yeah, no.
Usually they like burn. So I feel like she made that like more YA by making it like, oh, like, but they sparkle. They don't actually like sizzle and die in the sun. Sorry. Like bacon. I don't know. Bad references right now. I'm sorry, guys.
Yes.
But yeah, I think that Franz might be his son. And I think when Franz knew about Dantes and doing all his like Monte Cristo stuff and the conversation in I think it was at the museum or the Colosseum, I think that Dantes knew that Franz was there. I think that's going to be like a ruse, part of like the coming out story at the end.
I think that would be cool.
Yeah, and it feels like he's like, when they most need help, he's like there to give them help.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, maybe that's right. Maybe one of them is his son.
Yeah, definitely feels like it. And I think they're at the right age. Like if he was in prison at 19 and Mercedes was pregnant and he's 40 and they're like in their 20s, that would make sense.
Yeah.
That is a good reaction.
But Carrie, is it Carrie or Kari?
I think it's Carrie. I think
she's on like 60 something, right? She's way
yeah. She's gonna finish the book in a couple weeks.
She put a little emoji up there before with not like,
oh yeah,
the monkey, right? Like not talking about it,
not spoiling anything. Yeah, it cracks me up too because oh yes, thank you, Carrie. I'm glad I pronounced that right.
Yeah.
When they were trying to they had to pay 4,000, I forget the name of the currency. Yes. And it's like, yes. And it's like, yes, we can go to the Count. We'll ask him. He'll do it for us.
Yeah.
And the Count's like, I hope you didn't ask anyone before me. So he's just become quite the
I didn't notice that. Yeah, I didn't even notice. It must be like, I'm sorry, but he must be like the father, because who else reacts like, well, I hope that you came to me first. Like, I didn't notice that as an emotional thing. I noticed that more as like a cunning thing. But now that you say it like that, I'm like, oh, I like it.
Yeah, and I didn't think about that either until you mentioned that you thought one of them is probably his son, and then it's like, that makes more sense now.
Yeah.
I thought it more like you guys were saying, were, you know, cunning, and, you know, he's trying to manipulate. But
or it could be both. I mean,
or it could be both.
Knowing his brain, there's no telling.
Yep.
Yeah.
Who's
your least favorite character?
Villefort.
Okay.
I know he did it to save his dad, but he liked to put a 19-year-old through what he put him through, and knowing that he had the control to stop it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think mine is, I'm going to mispronounce this, Donglar. Just because from the opening sections, I'm like, you want his job. And he just irritates me so much.
Yeah. That would also be my least favorite, because he, I mean, it's a double-edged sword, right? Like, if he hadn't done what he did, we wouldn't have this for doing someone else.
Uh-oh. Oh, it cut out that last part on my internet. What did you just say?
Oh, yeah, me too.
I just said it's Danglars as well from myself. And I think it's Danglars. I don't think you pronounced the S. That was my bad. But it's like a double-edged sword is what I was saying, because without him doing what he did, we wouldn't have this incredible story. But I hate him for what he did to another person.
Mm-hmm. And Fernand, being so jealous that he turns someone in for being a Bonapartist just so he can have Mercedes is so toxic.
Yeah. Yep.
And I don't understand that way of thinking, but maybe I've just never been that jealous before. I don't know.
It's caveman tendencies.
Yes. But I love how Danglars just threw the paper over, and then Fernand is like, oh, let me go grab that so I can use it. It just...
I think Ferdinand is like the... how do you say? Like, just like the... like, sniveling, dirty, like, side rat character. Like...
Yeah.
Just like he has no backbone, but if it starts, like, he'll take it. But he doesn't have, like, the actual, like... cojones to like do anything himself. So not only is he like with no cojones, but also he's just like,
yeah, or he's not smart enough maybe to think of that stuff. He had to wait till somebody else came up with it.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm glad everyone does not like Fernand.
He's just an idiot. Like,
yeah, I agree, honestly, and that's why like Fernand is just irritating.
He never would have come up with that himself. Like, he's just not smart enough.
No. I don't think he's like anything enough. I just think he's just a sorry excuse for like a human being, unfortunately. I hate to say that, but I don't hate to say it.
Well, he hasn't done anything redemptive yet. He's just been all horrible choices.
Yeah. Supporting horrible people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know if I think that he's a bad person or he's just an idiot that does bad things.
Both.
Like,
we're going to go with that route for me. Yeah. And isn't Mercedes his sister technically? Like, I don't think that was the case in the movie, but isn't in the book? Like, didn't it say her brother, Fernand?
Oh, no. She loves him like she would a brother. Right?
Yeah. She kept making it a point. Because she knew, to be like, I love you like a brother. I love you like a brother. Because
but in a very genuine, like, true, like when Dante's was imprisoned, right? She really needed Fernand to be there as her brother. Like, she needed him.
Yeah.
That's why, like,
it's a cousin.
It's a cousin. Oh, great! So she married her cousin.
I think that was like normal back then.
Yeah.
I think in some places it's still normal.
And that's why I don't think that. That's why I feel like he was opportunistic and did bad things, because she cared for him so much. There had to have been something there that made her care for him.
I can understand that. Because we're coming at it from, we just see his actions now, not actually know him as a person.
So, I mean, he could have redeeming qualities that we don't see, and he got in with Danglars, and Danglars manipulated him, and then, you know, talked in his ear about, look, we can get him out of the way, and then it's a clear path for you.
Maybe he can have redeeming qualities. I don't forgive him. I don't.
Oh, I didn't. I'll go with that.
Yeah, he'll have to do something really worthwhile to make me think better of him. But
I wonder how the revenge is going to play out. Like, is he going to pit people against each other? Is he going to take action all of himself? Is he, you know what I mean? Like what are the different paths that this revenge, right? Is he going to set them all up to be, like, will they all go to prison? Like, will he give back to them what they gave to him?
I just hope that it's delicious. Like, I hope that, like, I sit there and I'm like, yes.
Yeah, I think it'll be worth it, because I feel like in a book this long, you need to earn the length, because it's just so chunky.
Right.
And I don't remember all the details, but I feel like he's so cunning. It has to be good. And I feel like there's going to be twists and turns to get there. Yes.
Yeah, dun 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 dun. I am enjoying it more than I thought I was. So, like, I'm glad you guys talked me into it. It was very daunting for me, and I was like, I had a little bit of paralysis with starting, because I was like, is this a book or is this a weapon? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Your mom is so... Because that sandwich is so good, actually. I love a Monte Cristo sandwich. It's so good.
Oh, and Pete's here, too.
Did the inventory... Did you read the book, Pete? Sir. You are just here to cause havoc, but we love it. We love you for it. I feel like Pete would have read this book, though. It seems like right up his alley.
I know. I feel like he'd enjoy it. There's money being exchanged.
There is. There's probably taxes involved as well.
They talk about it a lot.
Oh, Pete, I wonder if Fred and Dante's would ever be friends. Because we just had the whole vampire conversation.
Oh, I was not part of that.
What was it? Fred the Vampire Accountant? Is that what book you guys read?
Yeah, I can never remember it. The Utterly Unadventurous something of Fred the Vampire Accountant. So much fun. It's a really fun read. It's a series, though.
I have so many questions. And my first one being, why would you be an accountant if you were a vampire? You must really love numbers, like, and catching people in mistakes. I mean, obviously, I don't know. Like, I just don't understand.
I'll let Pete answer that one, because he's,
Yes.
I don't understand, Pete. I'm sorry.
I said there's money in it. And apparently that's the only thing to being an accountant is money.
Is it though? I feel like Pete's like a smart dude, right? Like there must be more that he likes than just the money aspect. I mean, money's great. He counts money at night. Oh, okay. That's why he doesn't have to sparkle while he does it. So
I guess
He
not.
does not sparkle.
Oh, he was an accountant before he was a vampire.
Yes.
So that was his career path.
And it's all about, he got turned into a vampire, and it was like he didn't grow muscle. Like he was just Pete. He was just Fred.
He was just Pete.
He was just Pete.
He was just Pete before he became a vampire. Oh.
Oh my gosh. And then he just continued being an accountant.
It is Pete's fault that I read
That's
it, though.
so sweet, though.
He just wanted consistency.
Yeah. Yes.
We all need some stability in our lives. Taxes are very stable. I mean, it is a good job if you think about it.
Never.
You'll never be out of business, though, Sharon. People always have to pay their taxes.
Yeah,
never. Yeah.
I hope I'm more interesting than Fred was. He was also a tax accountant. Yeah.
More interesting than Fred.
Taxes are the devil. They're like sure in life or death and taxes. Who said that?
Right.
Someone like literary
Someone
said that.
famous. Yeah.
Hey, Andrew.
Hey, Andrew.
Hello, sir. Have you read the book? Did you love it? Was it juicy and delicious at the end? I hope so.
So there was one thing I highlighted that I meant to mention, which cracked me up, which is not funny, but
was it morbid? Because that can also be funny.
Kind of. So it says, Fernand remained impassive. He made no attempt to wipe the tears that were running down Mercedes' cheeks. Yet he would have given a glass of his own blood for each of those tears. There's so much vampire talk.
Yeah.
And there was a section that they were talking about a pandemic.
They were talking about a pandemic.
And I kind of was like, oh.
Thanks for stopping by, Pete.
Hi, Pete.
Yeah, I probably skimmed over that. I was like, too real. I can't do it.
But it's funny because I read a statistic that said like every 100 years, the human race tends to have like a pandemic. I don't know if that's true, but it's a cyclical thing. It's cyclical, right? Like,
yeah.
So.
And the Spanish flu, that was about 100 years ago, right?
Yeah, I think that was the last one. And before that was it the Black Plague. Because the Black Plague made a reemergence as well.
It wouldn't surprise me.
And a lot of I watch Rain, I was watching, for example, and they were talking about the Black Plague. A lot of period shows, like a lot of historical shows, there's always a pandemic involved.
Yeah.
What years does this novel take place?
1800s,
right?
I know it was serialized in the 1840s, which is probably also why it's so freaking long.
What does serialized mean?
So it was released in sections.
Oh.
Kind of like Dickens. So that's why they're so long. They get paid by the
word, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'd write a 1,200-page novel too.
Thank you, Leslie. 1815.
I was right. 1800.
See, this is why I love Leslie, because I don't remember little details like that, and she does.
She knows all.
Like, I don't remember people's hair color, and she can tell me when, it changed in a book or something.
Oh, wow.
So.
Wow.
I don't always have that.
I'm not good with that.
Mm-mm.
No. But I do love the psychology of characters, like Johanna at Johanna's channel.
Mm-hmm.
You guys know she just did a Q&A type of. I love her psychology, like dissections. I feel like she should read this book and like dissect it.
Well, I was trying to compliment you, but okay. Yeah, I think that would be so interesting if she did that.
I would love to watch it. She has like a special Dune video coming out. And I'm not almost done, but I will be done reading Dune shortly.
Are you liking Dune?
I like Dune so far. I've heard some people recently give it like a low rating because that ending, I guess, is like questionable, or like the last part, but I haven't gotten to that yet. So for me, I'm still really enjoying it, and I didn't think I was going to enjoy it the way that I am right now.
Yeah, I think Abby gave it 2 stars.
Yeah, I really liked it.
Which shocked me because everyone else I know has either thought it was pretty good or loved it.
She said she felt like she got hit by like a 1960s male white perspective or something. And I was like, oh no, I'm not going to like that either. But let's see if it really, because apparently she said her dad liked it a lot. We'll see how I feel about it. But.
So what do we think do we think that we're going to have to wait till the end for the final reveal, or do we think that we're going to get clues in the second section?
I think both. I'm hoping for clues. I'm really hoping for clues because, like we said, I need something to help me keep going, even though like it's still been interesting. But I think all the juicy things are going to happen in the last third of it. Yeah.
Yeah. I will say, so far I haven't been bored, but I feel like it's going to dip a little in the second part. Yeah. But I feel like it'll be worth it. But I'm hoping we get clues as well.
I feel like we're probably going to get stories from side characters that maybe then will tie back in the last third.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we may not be able to piece them together. Like I still don't understand the importance of the bandits.
So that will come up in the next couple of chapters too, but I think it'll come up again. Like I don't think with the last chapter that you haven't read yet, that will come up. But I don't think that they're done. So
you know, this reminds me of the Hamilton gif when he's singing Just You Wait. I feel like everything we're talking about
is just you
post that and it's like it's coming.
I can't wait.
Yes.
I won't sing it.
Story.
You love what?
I love a good revenge story. Just gets my blood going, you know?
It is really good. And I do like the way he writes. It's very, I think it's accessible and it reads easily. Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
Only a year. Wow. For some reason, I was thinking it was longer than that, but maybe it's just because the book is really long.
It's just really long.
Did he write Three Musketeers before or after this one?
I was thinking that actually, because I was like, if I like this one this much, I've never been compelled to read The Musketeers, but I would maybe be compelled to read it if I love Monte Cristo at the end.
So I loved the Greatcoats series.
Okay.
So I'm going to be reading Three Musketeers probably January.
I read The Musketeers in high school, and I liked it.
What's that? What would you say, Allie?
Oh, I said Greatcoats was inspired by Three Musketeers then? Because I haven't read Greatcoats, but I've heard Alan talk about it and I've heard you talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of parallels. Yeah.
Okay.
1844. Oh, so before or at the same time?
I think at the same time.
Maybe he was finishing up Three Musketeers as he was starting. What is it? Count of Monte Cristo?
Mm-hmm. Yes, we are.
Yes, there's a
1,200 page-ish, depending on the edition you have.
Look at this Bible.
The weapon.
Yeah.
Yours is so much nicer. You're like,
hers is gorgeous.
And I'm like, murder.
It sparkles.
I like
sparkle.
Murder and Glitter.
Yes.
I have the word cloud version, which is in the other room.
It's
That's
pretty.
what
They're
I'm
all.
thinking to you.
I was
What's
just
that?
like, let's make this ostentatious. Sorry, I'm just droning on about nothing. Go ahead.
No, that book is really pretty. Is that the Barnes and Noble?
Yeah, I just like pretty things.
You know, even if you end up hating it, that's such a pretty book. It could just become a display piece.
Yeah,
I was to say I read this.
Yeah, look at the spine too. There's two little fencing or whatever.
Oh,
it's pretty.
They put a lot of thought into that one.
Yeah, and then there's like a lot of different arms, like the little French, whatever it's called. I forget what it's called again.
Oh, the fleur-de-lis.
Thank you, the fleur-de-lis and the little dragons.
Yeah, or there are pages that are one sentence. Yes.
I will say, compared to Les Miserables, because I just finished that, Hugo goes on a lot of tangents. And so far, I don't feel like we're doing that with this one.
Think so too.
It's all feels very related, which is nice.
It's just wordy. I mean, I think of course, there are areas that could be described just as in much shorter terms. I totally
have something against pretty books there, because I like pretty books.
I have that one.
Yeah.
It was serialized. That makes me less inclined to read. Like all of these classics go on tangents, which is why I don't want to read classics all that much, because I just want the story and not like the author's random thoughts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and there's abridged versions that would be good for that.
True.
If you don't want all the extra.
I think Three Musketeers is like 600 pages.
I'm definitely more inclined to read that one now, especially if it's like, because I do kind of want to check out Gray Coats eventually in the future. So.
Yeah. Yeah, and I read his. I also read The Man in the Iron Mask. I read all of these in like late high school, early college, and I don't remember anything about them other than I liked them.
I want to read.
The Iron Mask is another revenge story, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want to read that one too. I love
that movie.
So good.
So I have not seen the Count of Monte Cristo movie.
I really enjoyed that movie, though there are things that are different. And I think the movie also has like an abridged versus an unabridged, like a editor's cut versus like a regular. And they're both, I'd like them both. And I would say when we finish it, we could do like a watch party.
We should do a watch party. Yeah.
That would be amazing.
Because I would be happy to buy it and then stream it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
you do you. Like
I don't feel like that's cheating.
It's not.
Especially because if you just want the story, I mean.
Yeah. In school, too, we read abridged versions most of the time anyway, so.
Mm-hmm.
Three Musketeers.
No. It's different. Well, Carrie's in for a watch party.
Yeah, we could do like one on the Discord or something. I think Carrie does the Outlander, because I went to her Discord one day and I was like, what are people doing right now? Why is there a TV screen on the side? Like, we're watching Outlander. And I was like,
Outlander every Tuesday or Thursday and Saturday.
That's so awesome. Do you guys have like a scheduled hangout?
Yeah, that's really nice.
Oh, that's right. It's today too, right? At 5?
Yes,
5
it is.
my time. I forgot that now that Men in Kilts, you guys were done, that you were doing
Yeah.
Well, if you guys go to another show, I might try to join you for that. That's so awesome.
We all just come for the eye candy.
I heard.
Yeah.
Not really. It's a great story.
It is, but the eye candy helps.
Yes.
Yes. And the story and the, it's all good.
Thursday's episode was quite explicit.
Oh, it was spicy.
Very.
It was spicy.
I love some spice, though. I know some people don't like spice in their books, but
I think it's got a good balance. Like it fits with the characters. It's not just in there just to.
It's not just smutty to be neurotica. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Jack Randall is the worst. He is the worst villain ever.
Yeah.
I have the first Outlander, and I want to read it. At least get a feel of the story before I watch the show.
It's so good.
I've had friends, like before I even started BookTube or knew about BookTube, I had friends when I was living in Montreal that were like all about it.
I think I read the first Outlander like close to when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
Ran to the vomitorium. What does that mean? Does that mean he ran outside?
Hobbs is Oliver's son. And Hobbs lives with my mom, and he vomits, usually twice in a row. And then he's like, clean it up, peasants. So he's just a jerk.
He's just a jerk.
Yeah. But
yeah. Allie, we're going to read Assassin's Apprentice in November, right?
Yes. That's what we decided, I think, the other day. Because I was like, when are we doing that? And you were like, not October. And I was like, okay, not October.
I'm so excited for you guys.
I'm pretty sure I've read that trilogy before because I have some of Hobbs, or not Hobbs, Hobbs. Wow. I just confused myself.
I know. Too many Hobbs.
Yeah. I have some of her 90s books. I was talking about this with Kate. Like, couldn't be here today. But the old 90s covers of like, not Assassin's Apprentice, but I think I have Fool's Errand. So I think I read at least the Assassin's trilogy. I'm sure I skipped Ship of Magic because I know when I was younger, I was not into those kinds of stories. And then I bought Fool's Errand probably just to be like, I like this author. But I never read it. So I'm going to see if I remember anything.
Yeah, I think I'm going to, November, I'm also going to read The Blade Itself. Is that the first one in the First Law trilogy?
I have that, but I haven't read it yet. I hear amazing things from mostly Leslie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Andrew is okay about Abercrombie, but
Andrew
Wizardly reads.
Oh, him. Okay. Well, there's a lot of Andrew.
There are a lot
of everywhere.
And I'm buddy reading a book with other Andrew, like author Andrew. Andrew
Get
Stone.
right on in.
Yeah, Andrew Stone, yeah. I'm like, I know.
What are you guys reading?
We're reading Wall of Ascension. I think he's further along than I've been because I've been reading Dune and Monte Cristo.
That's the second one, right?
Yeah, but I started it and I'm like 2 chapters in and I'm like a little depressed.
I think I'm going to try to get to Elantris in October.
Oh, let me know how it is. The only person who can read that is Leslie, and she was like, it took me too long to get through, and I was like, crap.
Angela from Literature Science Alliance loves it.
Yeah, she's the one that said start there.
Oh, she said start there. I started with Warbreaker, and then I read Final Empire, and Warbreaker is a really easy read. Like, I was surprised how easy he made that book, and Final Empire is not difficult either. His writing is really easy to read.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's very easy to just binge through, I feel like.
Really? Okay. Mm-hmm. I've been kind of in a slump, so I have like 3 books that I half read. And they're all BookTube darlings, right? Like I'm halfway through Arm of the Sphinx, and it's I'm about 20% through Valor, and I need to I think I just need to spend quality time. I think because I was trying to catch up on Count of Monte Cristo.
Yeah, that happened to me too. I got a little bit behind. I have read Malice. I want to read the quartet before the end of the year, but
that's my goal.
Yeah,
that's everybody reading them, but I don't know if she's going to make it because she just got an arc of the Fall of Babel.
Mm-hmm.
So she threw everything went to the side.
Yes.
I don't blame her. I heard it's a good series. I just want to finish. I want to finish the Mistborn Era 1, and I think when I finish Mistborn Era 1, I want to read Way of Kings and see what that's about. But I'm also probably going to start Eye of the World as a reread later this month.
I thought you had read Stormlight.
I haven't read Stormlight. Thank you. I love your support, Leslie.
Which goal? Which goal are we talking about?
The Valor, the finishing the.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like we just talked about a couple of them, so.
Yeah, but I'll probably read Way of Kings like end of the year, early next year, because that's also just a monster. It's just like reading Count of Monte Cristo, but easier, modern.
Yeah.
I did the UK versions where they're in 2 books.
I have those, but I love the covers. I love the like aesthetic white books, but the freaking spines, man, they're so annoying. Yeah. And that's what I have for Mistborn, but I have the US also for Stormlight because I couldn't decide, so I got both.
Why not?
Fine.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm excited to see where Monte Cristo goes. I agree. I think it's going to be a difficult 2 thirds, like second third, but then I think it'll be worth it for the last third. So,
so I want to ask. I want to, but I don't. I want to ask Carrie and Leslie if any of our predictions are close to being accurate.
Don't answer.
DM Sharon if you really want to.
DM Sharon.
See, I told you I wanted to ask, but I didn't want to ask.
I encourage the other version, but I respect if you really.
No, it's totally fine.
I get it though. So we're reading through. What is it?
I get it too.
The Progress of the Younger Cavalcanti.
Of the MC?
Probably.
Progress of the MC. Hold on. I think my book is 1 extra chapter for some reason.
I think so. Mine is too.
Yeah, Progress of MC the Younger. So up until chapter 77.
Yeah, and mine is 76.
Yeah, 77 in mine. So it's another 300 and I can't do math. Where is Pete when you need him?
Mine is 397. Exactly. So 400-ish pages.
Mine's 363 because I can't do math like that. But I think it's because my book is like bigger than your book. So there's more words.
Oh, I have a chapter called Ghosts.
Is it the chapter that's supposed to be Stranger?
I don't know. It's chapter 62.
Mine is the Apparition. These are all so different.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get to where so that I can bookmark it here.
Well, apparition is the more French word for ghost, whereas ghost is like strictly English.
My Kindle doesn't have chapters.
Oh, mine is the Phantoms. Is that the one?
Probably.
And actually, that's a French word, les fantômes. But apparition is a word too for like spirits. So depending on.
I may be taking a French class as part of work.
Do it.
Well, I took French for like 8 years, way back in the day. But my company, our parent company is a French company, so they're asking some of the executives to be bilingual.
Ooh. Yeah, see, Louis Vampa's Bill of Fare is the third to last chapter. So Luigi Vampa is going to be with us for a while.
My chapter 77 is not called anything what we just talked about. So hold on.
Is it 76?
I'm trying to find chapter 76 because I don't have a table of contents, so I have to scroll.
Okay.
Well,
either way, it's listed.
Progress of Cavalcanti the Younger. All right.
Mm-hmm. So it's also listed in the Discord. If you go to announcements, there's a August, September, October like thing of where you should read. And I put the chapter numbers because I put like either 77 or 76 depending on your version. But the names of the chapters are all kind of similar.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. That's my ringtone too.
All right. Well, this has been fun. I'm excited for the next one.
Me
when
too.
we find out more.
Okay, so can we kind of do the mid-month to mid-month again?
Yeah.
Are we okay with
you guys
that?
want to do maybe like the 15th of October or something? Because I'm gone. Not the 15th, the 16th.
Yeah, that's fine with me. I just didn't want. I don't think I would have gotten it done by the beginning of October. I guess what I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
I'll have to let you know about the 16th because the 15th is my mom's birthday.
Okay. We can do the 9th as well.
Yeah,
but the weekend, mid-October, sounds good to me too.
Yeah. We'll figure out a day and then we'll let.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that we're giving ourselves a month to finish it up.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So we'll put it in the Discord when we have a for sure date.
Yeah.
So, and hopefully Kate can be here next time. We missed having her.
She'll give us her thoughts on
everything. I didn't read the whole. Is she not feeling well?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Thanks for coming, everyone.
Yeah,
this is awesome. And this is also Stephanie's first live show, so congratulations, Stephanie, for your first live show.
Thank you. I survived.
You did great. First live show?
On my channel, yeah.
On my channel, yeah.
Oh, so this is my first live specific book show. I mean, I've done sprints, but
that counts.
So
yeah.
But I mean, not on my channel, but on everybody else's. But this is my first time talking about something specific on a live show.
Mm-hmm. Yay! Also something to celebrate.
Yes. So it's been a good day all around.
Sure has.
Ladies, thanks everyone for joining us.
Yes. Yeah.
And you guys, ladies, you have a good rest of the day.
You too.
And I have everybody's channels linked in the description, so please go follow everyone. And I also linked the Discord if you're not there, so you can join us. And we will see you guys next time.